I know the passcode to his phone at this point. So I'd be going through his phone whenever he's like, oh, I sound like a psychopath. I sound like a psychopath. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back, and if you are new, welcome to the wonderful world of me, ZaynahDee. Today I am doing a different kind of video. I'm doing a story time. I'm going to embarrass myself on the internet and share some of my trauma. But before we get started, don't forget to check out some videos from the past few weeks. Give this video a huge thumbs up and make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so you know when I post new videos on skincare, makeup and me and my life. But without further ado, let's share some drama. Backstory of me and my ex. We met, like, I don't remember really how we met and stuff, like to this day I can't really remember. The earliest memory I remember is chatting to him on BBM. So we chatted on BBM, went on like a date, went bowling or something. Then we went back to his house, we literally just chilled. And then I want to say like a week later he came to see me at uni. And like, my uni was far. And my uni was the University of Brighton, but my campus was in Hastings. So anyway, he came to see me, we chilled at uni and stuff, like I bought food and stuff, I was very nervous, blah blah blah. Introduced him to all my flatmates, it was all cool. And a week later I went back home and I visited him and I kind of met his friends. He never really came to see me, which should be red flag number one. Like the one time he planned to come and see me, he like clearly fell asleep on the tube and stuff. He fell asleep on the train and got off and he missed his last train. And that should have been a red flag from day. Like the effort he put in for me to come and see me at uni was just different from the effort that I put in to go and see him. Like I would go home and I'd go and see him, but the effort was never there. So that should have been red flag number one. A bit more of a backstory. It is Freshers week, so it's Freshers. I'm living my best life, getting drunk. I have my little barrel. That was the year I had my barrel, I think. That barrel killed me off in Freshers. But anyway, one night I was out. He wasn't replying to none of my messages or anything. And I literally burst into tears. One of the guys came up to me and was like, why are you crying? And I was like, my boyfriend's cheating on me. I just know he's cheating on me. And obviously at the time I didn't know. But drunk Zaynah obviously knew something that sober Zaynah didn't know, because later on in the story we can confirm. But anyway, so it's coming up to almost, I want to say like almost a year since we've met each other. And he actually finally comes to see me. Like he surprises me. He says, oh my train got cancelled again, blah blah. And all my friends go and pick him up from the train station, and like he surprises me and I'm like, oh my god. So that was really cute. And so obviously like that set the bar for the weekend. We were meant to have like a really chill weekend. Everything's doing cool. Like we baked a cake, I think. We just chilled. I remember like having a good time. And then he went into the shower and left his phone on the bed. And this is where it all goes downhill. This is where it all goes downhill from here. So he left his phone on the bed, like, and you know, like I was pretty secure in our relationship, so I had no reason to really look at his phone or anything. So I just sort of left the phone there. Then it kept pinging, so I literally just looked over to see like what it was, and then I saw like it was an iMessage, but it was an email address, and all I saw was something about a hotel, and I was like, whoa, huh? Pardon? I was like, what? So like, just out of curiosity, I literally like looked. I didn't know his passcode, but he had his like messages. You could see them. So the message was something along the lines of like, let me know when you're gonna book the hotel. And it was a girl's email address. I'm not going to bait up her name. It was her name and her surname, like @UK, and her surname happened to be the same as his. So I didn't really think anything of it. I was just like, oh, maybe it's a family member, blah blah blah. So I sort of let it go. He comes back, we chill, we watch TV, all the coupley stuff. When I'm like basically walking to the station, something doesn't sit right with my soul, doesn't sit right with my spirit. So I just asked him, I was like, why are girls texting you talking about like booking hotels? And he's like, and he didn't miss a beat. He did not miss a beat. He's talking about, oh no, that's my cousin, like it's her and her boyfriend's anniversary. She's trying to like, she wants to surprise him, so so I book it. So I started crying when I asked him, and obviously he's trying to reassure me, blah blah blah. He's like, yeah, if I wanted to break up with you, like I wouldn't cheat on you, blah blah blah. So then we part ways. He's like, love you. I'm like, love you. He goes. Then I get a message when maybe he should be like halfway through showing, being like, maybe we should be together, and I'm just like, huh? And then so that should have been like done deal, Zaynah. Obviously there's another girl involved, but he's like, oh, like you don't trust me, blah blah blah. You've gone through my phone, I just don't think it's gonna work. So I'm like distraught. 19 at that time, this is like my first love, I'm distraught. So I make this stupid decision, like let's still be friends. Basically, let's still be like friends with benefits. We're obviously still seeing each other and stuff, and he's basically telling me, oh, I'm not seeing any other girls, just you, like we do things, we go out, we go like to restaurants, we go cinema, we go like on like little dates and stuff. We're still acting like a couple, but obviously there's no label on it anymore. There's no label on it. One of his friends move in, so like I'm familiar with the friend. Obviously when I go there I say hi to her, blah blah blah, we chill for a bit. This friend is a little bitch. He's a little pussy because he knew his friend was running game. He knew his friend was a little dickhead, but bro code, whatever. I just think come, we'll come and get you both, but that's not my business. So anyway, he's obviously whispering in my ear, telling me all the things I want to hear to keep me around till he gets what he wants. But obviously at this point there's no trust anyway, so like I know the password to his phone, the passcode to his phone at this point, so I'd be going through his phone whenever he's like, oh, I sound like a psychopath, I sound like a psychopath. But yeah, I went through his phone a few times and the same girl would pop up, and I'd go through the messages and they'd be talking back and forth. I'm just like, that's not your cousin. So then I confront him, but I'm like, that's not your cousin. I don't lie. And he's like, okay, yeah, like she's not my cousin, but it's not what you think it is, like she's obsessed with me. Again, all these red flags, like he's waving them in front of me like I'm a bull. My dumbass is just missing them. Dodge, no. So obviously I'm still going to his house, but I'm still going through his phone. Like whenever I get the opportunity, I go through his phone. And then at one point he changed his passcode. I just guessed it. Like I knew this guy so well, I could guess his passcode. Oh, so it was a madness. It was a madness basically. So I should have known from the get-go. I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I literally see like a post, and I look at the comments, and there's this girl, and it's like a flirty thing, like something about being your beau or your boo, and this girl has tagged his Instagram in there. I didn't really follow him on Insta, but I knew it was Instagram, and he's tagged his Instagram in it. So I'm just like, this isn't my man still, but I'm just like, who is she? She's like, oh, she's crazy, she tags loads of men in all these kind of posts, like it's nothing, because he's still telling me like he's not dealing with other girls. He's like, it's just like he's like, it's just you, like I give all my time to you, there's no other girls. He's still lying, even though we had a conversation and I was like, if you just like, I'm trying to be mature, I'm at this point, I'm about 2021, and at this point I'm just like, if you obviously are sleeping with a girl, just let me know, kind of thing. I'd rather know and have my feelings hurt than keep finding out through other ways. So yeah, if I do, I'll tell you. I don't know at this point, what did he have to, things go on, and so this girl's popped up. I've seen messages from the girl from Instagram now. I've seen messages, and like this was just quick. God was literally trying to tell me this man is not for you, like. However, I'm not paying attention, and I'm listening to, oh no, she's crazy, but in my heart of hearts, I know he's like, this girl's not crazy, like you're just running game. Then the girl from before, his cousin, she's keep popping up. Like when I'm with him, I'll just see like messages from her popping up, and he's trying to hide it. I'm thinking, bitch, when you fall asleep, I'm just gonna go through your phone. And every time he fell asleep, I'd go through his phone, and every time I break my own heart, and every time I would confront him about it, and every time he just give me some bullshit. Then after a while, he admitted to, yeah, they have sex together like once or twice, but it wasn't a big thing, and she's just obsessed with him. This went on for like, after we broke up, another 2 years of just me constantly going through his phone, him constantly telling me these girls are crazy. It got to a point where one time, yeah, he sent me a picture on Instagram. He sent me a picture on Snapchat, like it was basically like a nude, but his snap score, I'm a psychopath, but his snap score had went up by so much. I was like, then I should have, again, more red flags. Obviously he didn't just send this to me, like I wasn't the only guy he sent this picture to, and I was literally just thinking, oh my gosh. Anyway, after a while we have a couple arguments about his inability to tell the truth, and we go on a few breaks of like being friends, like not talking to each other and stuff. The final straw, I think I was at his house, he'd moved house, I was at his house, and I just went through his phone, and I just basically, he was asleep, and I think I spent like an hour and a half, like an hour, and maybe to an hour and a half, just going through like loads of messages on Snapchat, bare girls sending him news, sending him videos, sending him pictures, messages on Instagram. The same cousin is still there, the same Instagram girl is there on like WhatsApp, and then iMessage, the same girls are there, just bare messages. That was definitely the breaking point for me. So I think I woke him up, I definitely woke him up, and I was like, you're just a liar. Went through all the messages. I was like, I've been going through your phone for like ages now, and every time you keep lying to me, it's like, you think I don't know, go through my phone. So if you know I know, why you treat me like an idiot? But I was an idiot. So anyway, going through his phone, then I'm just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like, I physically cannot do this anymore. But he still denied the fact that he was still chatting to this cousin girl. Like, he was like, we're not chatting, she's crazy, she's mad. I'm thinking, why is she talking about you? Like, she saw you last week. No, man, she's making it up, it's all in her head. And I was like, I can't do this. This is not good for my mental, man. This is not good for my mental. So I was like, I'm gonna stay, peace. I don't think we should chat for a bit. That's all good and well. So a couple months move, you know, I'm trying to do this whole healing thing, move forward, you know, heal from the wounds and all that good stuff. And I've got a job. I've graduated, I've got a job. So I applied for this agency that I currently am on the books for. It's a hospitality agency. They work at loads of different places. And I applied for it, and I didn't want to go to the interview on the day. I was like, I can't bother to go for this interview. Like, what's the point of me going for this interview thing? And my mum was like, no, you should go for it. You never know, like, even if, because it's a 0 hour thing. So she was like, just go for it. 0 hours, so you work what you want. So I go for it. I get there, sign in. Everyone has those little name badges on their thing. And one of the girls I was sat down, and one of the girls next to me, I saw her name badge, and her name was the cousin. And like, the name of the cousin, she's got quite a unique name. Like, not many people have that name. So I'm looking at her throughout the whole thing, looking at her name, thinking, what do I say? Do I ask her? Do I ask her? I spent the whole of my training vexed. Like, I was bubbling and boiling away throughout the whole of the training day. And at the end of it, I just asked her. I was like, excuse me, do you know blank? She's like, yeah. And I was like, have you slept with him? She's like, yeah. I said, so you're not his cousin? No, what? So basically we sit and we talk about it, and I basically tell her like my side of the story, she tells me her side of the story, and he's a liar. I really knew that he was a liar, but it just confirmed what I need to know. She was like, he told me you were his best friend, like you and him were besties from day. I kind of had nothing to worry about when it came to you two. And I was like, huh? And then it's just the nastiness of it. Like, oh, there'll be days where like she'll be chilling, and he'll basically tell her he has to go because I'm coming over, and I'm just like, oh my good lord. But my dumb self at 21 was basically, you know, it's a pride thing. No one wants to be the side chick. And she was like, oh, he never said we was together, we were just linking. And me trying to be like, oh well, then you're a side bitch. I was like, no, we was together for a bit, blah blah blah. Like, he like just basically trying to make myself feel better about the whole situation. We both look like idiots. So I don't know who I was trying to like do up big and bad for, but we were in North and he lives in North, and I was like, should we just pull up on his house and should we just pull up and go? And she was like, yeah. So basically we went to his house and we waited for hours, he didn't come home. Usually he'd finish work about 6 o'clock and be home for like 7. He wasn't home until like, she left at like 8 o'clock, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. At this point, I'm not going anywhere. I took her number and I was like, when he gets here, I'm gonna call you and we're gonna have a chat. So he gets here, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing outside my house? And I was like, you're a liar. Like, so I met her, we talked, and she's not your cousin. You guys have like been dealing with each other, blah blah blah. I called her up, and I basically was like speaking, and I basically asked her bare questions, and he's like, she's lying. Even this is what kind of annoys me, that the fact that she didn't stay, because over the phone, like, of course he can say, oh, she's lying. And he basically just denied it. He kept denying it. Even to I was there, she was on the phone, I was in front of his face. We had exchanged stories, exchanged like dates and times. And he still didn't admit it. He was like, no, she's lying. I'm thinking, you're mad. And I think that was when I was like, I'm out for good, because obviously we had been on like a break of talking and stuff, and in my head I was gonna like try and reconcile things with him, but that was the breaking point for me. I was like, I'm done. Then a couple months later he pops up and basically gets everything off his chest and says, I'm sorry about everything, obviously, like, you know the truth, I was just messed up, you know, my mum had kicked me out, I was just trying to like hurt women, I'm thinking, so you got my problems and I essentially have now got all this like self-esteem and confidence issues and like trust issues because you don't know how to sit and just talk through problems. So I'm just like, whatever, do you want some kind of a medal at this point? I was thinking, go away. So he apologized. I was like, it's not really I don't have to accept this apology kind of thing. Then every once in a while he'd pop up and be like, just checking to see if you're okay, blah blah. Then one night I got really drunk and I was just in my feelings, so I called him and I basically just was like, I was in love with you and you just like basically just shat all over me. And he was like, yeah, I'm really sorry, blah blah blah. It's mad. But then the girl who I saw at the job interview, like, she just kept messaging me and trying to talk to me, and I've got nothing against her kind of thing. To, like, obviously towards when it was a bit fresher, like, we had me and my ex had a conversation, and I was just like, she's butters anyway, but him and his little self went and told her what I said, because she messaged me like, oh, he told me what you said, and I was like, you know what, I was out of line, like, I was just annoyed kind of thing, because even after like we had beef and stuff, you and him were still talking, I kind of felt like sort of inferior, blah blah blah. And she was younger, like when they met she was like, I'm sure she was like 17, so that's another red flag, because you're 21 and she's 17, so that's none of my business. But she kept trying to talk to me and I was just like, we don't need to be friends, we haven't got anything in common except we were both played. So I just blocked her on everything. I just blocked her with no like malice towards her. It was just more, I don't need a reminder of that whole scenario. Yeah, you know, it took 2.5 years of red flags and snooping and getting my heart broken over and over again and crying and confronting and being lied to and believing. So kind of, you know what, at some point it was my fault. So the signs all the signs were there, but yeah, and I think, I want to say he didn't pop up last year, he popped up like in 2019, because I haven't changed my number since. Being like, why are you checking up on me? And I was like, excuse me sir, I just messaged question marks. Like, I shouldn't have messaged him, to be fair, but I was intrigued at that point, so I messaged question marks like, huh? And he didn't reply back, and that is the last I've heard from him. I think 2019 was the last time we had any contact with one another. Yeah. So long story short, I was a fool. I was a damn fool. I was in love, I was young. Yeah, so this is why I've got trust issues, to be honest. Partly my own fault, but also, you know, it's a madness. When I sit back and actually think about the fuckeries that I put up with, partly my own fault, partly his fault, you know, everyone's to blame. You live and you learn. I've not really learned my mistake when it comes to men. It's mad how such a small world, like who knew she was gonna be there at the interview day kind of thing. And if she had like a normal name like Anne or Becky or Jane or Hannah or something, I would have never have known, but it's because she had such a unique name. But moral of the story is, go with your gut. The red flags are red flags for a reason, so don't ignore them like myself. And I never really, like, even though I blocked her and stuff, I never really had any ill feeling towards her after I'd like got over the initial shock, because obviously she didn't know anything. It's not like she knew who I was or I knew who she was. Like, he was lying to her, but all the girls he was chatting to, he was lying. I just happened to like meet and confirm this one who was the one, basically was the domino. She was a domino, and I just basically found her. Went full circle. But it's never the other girl's fault, unless obviously she knew, then you could hold her accountable. But definitely I place the blame on him and myself for just not getting out at the first maybe 10 red flags. I waited till we were like at 100 before I took myself out, and yeah, the damage is done. But you know, I'm still alive, so. But that is the story of how I found out my ex was cheating on me, with receipts. And I'm a receipt queen as well, so This is why I'm such a hard receipt queen, because don't tell me no when I know, don't tell me you didn't do something when I know you did it, and I've got the receipts to back it up. Yes, I said receipts. If you enjoyed this video and you're either laughing at me or with me, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up and drop some comments down below on what you think the biggest red flag that I missed was, or drop any red flags that you have missed in past relationships where things just have not felt right. I will of course be back next week with another video, but until then, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so you know when I post new videos. But until then, make sure you have a good week, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Peace. Mwah.